it's like I'm streaming like YouTube. Something's wrong with the video. Output settings. It says I'm streaming it. It says I'm streaming onto the YouTube feed.
It's showing football.
Get it back, get it
All right,
back.
hang on. For some reason, it's showing the football game.
Alright, you got time.
Yeah, like on the YouTube stream right now, it is showing the football thing instead of the soccer thing, even though it says. Yes. Like it says fall 2017 World Soccer. Even though I clicked.
Alright, keep it.
Alright, so on Wirecast, right, it says that it's broadcasting to the NCAA, Mitchell Mariners, and St. Joseph. On YouTube though, it's broadcasting football. I don't know. St. Joseph. I'm in the event on YouTube. And it's still on football.
Hello and welcome back to Ellis Oval. My name's Charlie Driver. I'm here with Tom Mahoney. We'd like to make a formal apology. We were just having some technical difficulties in the early part of the stream, both with getting our cameras set up and just the software itself. And now that we've had some time for halftime to regroup, we're here to bring you full audio, full video, the works really for the second half of what's been a very exciting game so far. A quick recap, the first half, the score is 21-20 in favor of Tufts. Middlebury jumped out to a 14-0 lead. They recovered a fumble on the opening kickoff that led to a Frank Cosolito 4-yard touchdown pass. Then a Jack Maservi 1-yard run on the ensuing drive after that. Tufts then scored 21 unanswered points. 2 Mike Pedrini touchdowns of 7 and 5 yards, and a 23-yard run by Ryan McDonald put them up 21-14. And then Jack Maservi ran one in from close to tighten it up, and a blocked extra point is what gives us the difference going into the second half. And Tom, we were watching the game throughout the first half, and it's been a great performance by both teams.
Yeah, really exciting game so far. Pretty topsy-turvy as far as the momentum has gone, but really good special teams plays, exciting plays on special teams, which has really led to Tufts getting back in this game and coming back to take the lead. In the second half, I really look for this Tufts defense to continue what they did in the later portion of the first half, getting stops, especially I think the D-lines played really well. Micah Addix coming up making big plays for the Jumbos. So look for the defense to continue to try to keep getting stops, and should be a close one down the stretch.
Looking to the wider NESCAC field, Middlebury is still in with a chance. If they can win this game and have some results go their way, they can actually get a share of the NESCAC title. That's contingent on Trinity losing to Wesleyan and Williams beating Amherst. Currently, going into the fourth quarter, Williams is up 14-3 versus Amherst, but Trinity is currently leading their game. I'll try and keep you updated or give you a final update on that. But as it stands now, Middlebury, if they won this game, would still come, I believe, tied third in the NESCAC. But right now, the focus is on Ellis Oval and Zinman Field. In terms of a statistical overview of what happened in that first half, because I have this page open on my phone, Jack Maservi, who's been filling in admirably for Jack Leibovitz, who was out for the year as of an October 21st game against Bates, is 14 for 21 with 111 yards and 1 touchdown. He's also the leading rusher, 5 attempts for 6 yards. Tom, there's a total of 17 total yards of rushing from Middlebury. That could be something that they want to look forward to here. And they're going to get a chance to because they're receiving this kickoff. It's a deep kick from Al Swanger. It's recovered by number 12. That's Will Jernigan. He's running it back. He's past the 30, and he's taken down at the 33-yard line. A nice return there from Jernigan, the freshman from Decatur, Georgia.
Really nice return right there. Saw the hole and hit it pretty hard. Good to see him too get back in the rhythm of the return game. Kick returns have been was a problem for Middlebury late in the first half there. Yeah, we'll see how this Middlebury offense can respond here early in the second half. See if they can make any adjustments. Tufts have been coming out with a 3-4 look. Looks like they have linebacker Charles Calabrese in there in that kind of hybrid linebacker DN role.
And it's a pass out to Jimmy Martinez, and the junior takes it up to the 40 for a gain of around 7 yards. Martinez had a big game last week, 3 touchdowns and over 100 yards receiving, in a game that really didn't give Middlebury any challenges. They won 41-20, but that 20 really flatters Hamilton there because those 41 points were all scored unanswered in the first half.
Middlebury is a team that wants to run up the score. They have a high-powered offense, and they want to throw the ball a lot.
But they're going to try and run it here up the gut. He's got space, and it's down at the 47-yard line of Tufts is number 36, Peter Sibilia.
I was about to say, I didn't think I saw his knee go down, but the ref blew the play dead. It was a funky play. There was a national championship game, Auburn, Oregon, where there was a game-deciding play by a running back when the running back rolled off a defender. Didn't have his knee down and kept running, but looks like the refs called him dead. So 1st and 10 here from the Tufts 46. Looks like.
And so a nice gain there for Sibilia, the freshman. 2 starting freshman running backs in this game for each team. Mike Pedrini for Tufts already has 2 touchdowns. Sibilia not with 1, but a nice run there as the pass is off by Jack Maservi, and for a first down there, the receiver was number 11. That's Maxime Bachman.
This offense working really quickly, getting a lot of throws out to the boundaries. a lot of rhythm, right? Really good in a really good rhythm right now. This defense needs to kind of try to mess with that rhythm, try to get a stop here. These DBs is going to be they know coming into this game it's going to be a long day. Middlebury's going to throw a lot. They've held up pretty well early. Let's see how they respond here in the second half.
From the shotgun, Meservey takes the snap. He's looking to pass, looking for his man. He finds Coslito for a first down and some more, and into the red zone go the Panthers.
That's a great throw. Put that right in the money. He had 2 great throws at the end of the first half, both dropped by his receivers. But this number 10 here, Meservey is, really, I really like his presence in the pocket. He's a guy who likes to set his feet, throws a nice ball, and, he says a lot about backup quarterback coming in, having the poise to make these sort of throws and to run an offense like this.
3 wide receivers on the long side of the field for Middlebury here. Meservey with Sibilia in the backfield. There's the snap. Meservey's going to look to the end zone, floating it up for Coslito, and Coslito comes down with it for a touchdown, but there's a flag, so we'll have to wait to see that is, but
it's going to be defensive pass interference. Looked like Preston had a hand on him, didn't turn around to see the ball. Pretty easy call for the referee. Good play by the receiver there to still focus and make the catch. In that case, assuming that it is defensive pass interference, it's going to be a 15-yard touchdown pass from Jack Meservey to Coslito. It's Frank Coslito, the senior from Medfield, Massachusetts. It's his 2nd touchdown of the day and his 5th on the season, and it puts up 26-1. So Middlebury comes right out the gate and gets the lead, and now we'll see if Carter Mossingill can get this extra point. 1 blocked earlier in the game by Tufts. We've actually seen 2 total blocks by the Jumbos. Special teams, as you were telling me, Tom, something that Coach Savetti really invests in. And it's a dropped snap there. And down is the holder, number 15. That's Colin Waters, the 3rd-string quarterback. Not ideal on special teams from the Panthers again. Again on extra points, too. Really the easiest play in the game. A play that, high school teams have really easy times executing. Last extra point was a block. That one, the fumbled snap. If you're Middlebury too, you're leaving points on the field, and a 5 what could have been a nice better lead is now only 5 points. So if you're Middlebury, you really got to clean that up. Special teams has really been a problem for them all game, and honestly has kept Tufts in this football game. Yeah, we'll have to see if those 2 failed extra point attempts come back to haunt Middlebury later in this game. But now it's the first chance of the second half for the Tufts Jumbos. Ryan McDonald playing pretty well so far after a few down weeks. Hasn't been doing so well. Around the halfway point in the season, we saw a rise in the he's a guy that really wants to get outside the pocket, make plays with his feet, but he's made some nice throws today too, really setting his feet well, driving the ball downfield. It's just the penalties have been really a killer for Tufts. Here's a return from Tufts. It was a long kick and a short return, medium length even. Takes up the Jumbos to right around the 30-yard line. That's Jack Dolan on the return, one of the leaders in all-purpose yards in the NESCAC, and also from the wide receiver position, 3rd in total touchdowns with 7. We talked a little bit during the first half about the absence of Chance Brady and how this offense has had to adjust and this team's had to adjust. And Jack Dolan's been a guy that's really stepped up for the Jumbos, both on special teams and on the offensive side of the ball, a guy that really thrives in the slot. Running short routes, has a lot of receptions, and in the kick return game, had a nice punt return touchdown against Wesleyan. He's a guy that is a real leader and a really good player for the Tufts Jumbos. 4 receivers for the Jumbos here. It's a snap, fakes the run there, and it passes out to the senior Mike Miller, number 87, and he'll get a medium gain of around 4 or 5 yards, maybe closer to 6. So a nice catch there by the senior. And if you want to gauge the impact of Chance Brady on this offense last year versus this year, you just have to look to the reverse fixture last year. That was a 45-38 Tufts victory where Chance Brady scored 5 total touchdowns. Here's the snap now. Ryan McDonald's going to keep it here, running up the middle, and he's going to be taken down by the Panthers after a first-down rush. Taken down there, by the looks of it, Jackson Bramley. Nice
Kevin Maxwell on the tackle.
Yeah, nice play by Ryan McDonald again. Not a run he usually makes right up the middle, but found a seam and was able to convert on the first down.
So first down from the 41 here for the Jumbos. In motion is Frank Roach. McDonald's going to look to pass, but he's going to take it himself with the protection, breaking down, tackled by Robert Wood right around halfway.
That's a play, too. It was a broken play. Didn't have the option. He didn't have his first option, but when you have the athletic ability Ryan has, especially with his first step and his acceleration, you can make something out of nothing, and pretty good pickup there on first down.
6-yard rush from the quarterback, who was also Tufts' leading rusher, came into this game with 577 yards on the ground, and added to that with a nice 23-yard touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, really nice run.
Here's the snap. He's going to take it himself. Just beats out there one of the defenders for Panthers, and he takes it into enemy territory there, up to the 42-yard line. Evaded the outreached arm of Jackson Bramley for a nice gain.
Bramley made a pretty nice play on that, trying to get contained, trying to keep Ryan inside the pocket, but nice block on the outside there. And once again, Ryan McDonald has the speed to get to the outside, and yet another first down for the Jumbos.
And so now it's a first down inside Panthers territory. Still 4-receiver look with Mike Pedrini in the backfield with him.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tufts try to take a shot at the end zone here on first down, maybe a play action, especially with Frank Roach here on the near sideline.
Panthers showing blitz. It's going to be a handoff now to Mike Pedrini. He's going to look up the middle, and he'll be down for a gain of 1, taking him up to the 40. So Tufts really hasn't been able to kickstart the run game like they were last week against Colby.
Pedrini's a guy, though, can't say enough about this freshman and what he's done in his freshman season. I mean, a guy that came in, and just was never intimidated by this stage and has played fantastic. A guy in the who I think is even better in the pass game than he is in between the tackles. Great hands. He made some catches in the first half that we both were audibly like, oh my gosh, how do you make a play?
McDonald looking to pass. Protection's broken down, so he's going to take it himself. Past the 40, past the 35, and he's got a first down right around the 30-yard line. A nice scramble by McDonald in a pass play that really just broke down very quickly for the Jumbos.
Jack Dolan there with a nice box out, showing off his basketball skills there. That was the key block that was able to jump that play. And yet another first down. Again, Ryan McDonald creating with his legs. This is when he's at his best, is outside the pocket, looking to run. Yet again, another nice play, another first down for Tufts.
Here's the snap now, and it's going to be McDonald taking it himself on the option. And he's going to get a gain of 6 yards there.
He's keeping it a lot. The read option, he's keeping it a lot more now, and finding room to operate. And if I'm Middlebury, you got to start keying on Ryan or on McDonald. You know, he's getting a lot of open spaces to run, and he has been keeping it a lot. So if I'm the Middlebury defense, I start to really try to overplay McDonald on those run plays.
Snap to McDonald, fakes the handoff to Pedrini. He's going to take it himself and roll out to the side, looking to pass, but it's well short there.
Yeah, it's
incredible. Like it was intended for De Leon.
It's incredible how well he moves even in the pocket too. Like you think he's down, you see him go into the sea of Middlebury defenders, and he always seems to pop out. It just really says a lot about his agility and his ability to maneuver in the pocket and then get outside and make plays.
And that's a big reason last season why he won so much game time away from the quarterback, Alex Snyder.
Adds another dimension when you can run the ball with
McDonald now looking to pass using his arm. And not really a good-looking pass there or a good-looking opportunity. And the Jumbo receiver is a little slow getting up, but he's fine. That looks like Dan De Leon again.
I think you got to go for it here if you're oh, well, they're going to kick the field goal. Yeah, not a great throw by McDonald. Got a little happy feet in the pocket, kind of fading away from the throw. You can tell that he kind of the way the protection's been all game has started to affect him. But here comes Matt Oswanger, freshman kicker, trying to attempt what looks like a 40-yard field goal.
Yeah, this is going to be his season long by 11 yards if he can make it. Not really been tested from heavy amounts of range. Only missed 1 field goal so far this year. And that one
good. Yeah.
Just has enough distance for Matthew Alswanger, a 40-yard field goal. His 4th field goal of the season is his longest in the last game of the year. And that'll bridge the gap there. It's now 24 to Tufts and 26 to the Panthers. So a nice drive, stalls a little, but the freshman comes in with a big field goal.
This game is a perfect example of how important special teams are. And if you are able to execute on special teams, it can really be a game changer. And if you look at Middlebury, turning the ball over on kick returns, missing 2 extra points, and Tufts has done the exact opposite. After starting the game with a fumble on the opening kickoff, the special teams for the Jumbos has been flawless. And Matt Oswanger, a freshman, coming in replacing, honestly, the great Willie Holmquist, who had an incredible career here at Tufts, who is now playing football at Duke. He's the kicker. He made the Duke roster in the fall. But yeah, Matt Oswanger, great play. There was actually a kicking competition in camp, which he won out, and And you can see why he won out. A really good young kicker for the Tufts
And
Jumbos.
those 2 missed extra points perhaps leading Jay Savetti to make the decision there to go for a 3 points rather than try and go for a 4th down and all or nothing type situation there. So special teams is everything, as this game is showing.
And Oswanger's confidence is up, and another field goal, and you take the lead. So good play by the freshman kicker.
And here he is on the kickoff. That's going to be deep to Jimmy Martinez, who fumbled twice in the first.
He's got the outside.
Yeah, he's onto the outside, past the 35 and out of bounds right around there. So a little more confidence from Jimmy Martinez after some early game troubles.
If you're the Middlebury offense, though, you got to feel good about that last drive. A lot of really good rhythm. I'm not sure they even had a 3rd down. And if you're Tufts, you really got to limit those throws out to the boundary. Bend but don't break, but at the same time, you really got to force 3rd downs against this Middlebury offense. You're going to have a long, long game.
And here is Jack Meservy, the junior from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, who's played the last 3 games. Has seen game time, though, in about 6, so he's fairly experienced. He's going to hand this off to Sibilia, who's going to take it a little up the middle for a gain of around 4 or 5 yards, up to the 38 is where they're going to spot him, so a 4-yard gain.
Not a super exciting play there, but those 1st down runs are very, very important, because if this Middlebury offense, which is usually pretty one-dimensional, can unlock that running game, it'll only make the work the Tufts defense has to do even harder.
They're going to fake the they're going to fake the run and look to pass deep to Martinez. Preston gets in the coverage, but it's a really nice catch from Jimmy Martinez. Tim Preston got his hand on that ball and all over Jimmy Martinez, but the junior is able to come down with a huge catch.
A guy that made some mistakes early on the first half of special teams, but wow, great job of high-pointing the football right there. Alex Lapiana there in coverage, not the biggest guy, stands about 5'8". He has really good ball skills for his size, but sometimes you're beaten at birth, and great play by Martinez.
Yeah, and Martinez did a lot there in a ball that was perhaps a little underthrown by Meservy. Hung in the air long enough for Lapiana to get back the gap in coverage.
Give your receiver a chance, and he did, and made a great play on the ball. And all of a sudden now, Middlebury back in the red zone.
There's a snap. Looking to pass as Meservy looks short, and it's batted down by the Jumbos.
Doug Harrison, great play. Doug Harrison really has had a spectacular career for the Jumbos. He coming from Rhode Island, LaSalle Academy. A guy who, for his size, is an incredible athlete. Really a lot lighter on his feet than people than you'd think. And what a really great play there.
Yeah, he even has an interception from the line this season that came early in the season. Was a NESCAC first-team member last year, showing why there on that really nice batted ball. So here's Meservy. They're going to look to pass again. He's going to look mid-range, and it's almost intercepted by the Jumbos there. That looked like Greg Holt has had his hands to it.
One of those kind of weird plays. The intended receiver didn't turn his head around. Defense wasn't quite able to come down with it. But
so a 3rd and 10 now. 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here. Middlebury looking to build on the lead that they won back on the first drive of this half. Tufts defense come up big on the last 2 pass plays. Middlebury, let's see if they go to it again.
Would not be surprised if they went to the top of the field here on Lapiana again.
That looks like where Meservy's going to look for, looking for the corner of the end zone, but it's a little too far for his receiver there. Looked like Maxwell Rye might have been the intended one there.
Not a bad route. I like the flag, just a little bit too overthrown. Yeah, pretty good coverage there by Tufts. Had 2 guys over on that side, and 4th and long here, and looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, they're going to go for a 4th and 10 here from the 18, so looking to get up to the 8.
Huge play here for Tufts.
Really big 4th down for a Tufts defense that has done so well on this set of downs.
Would not be surprised if Tufts brought a little bit of pressure. Nope, they're going to drop.
Meservy looking again to the corner of the end zone to Cosolito. Cosolito comes down with it for a touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown for Frank Cosolito. And Middlebury goes up.
They went right back to that side of the field, a smaller Lapiana, and again, really, really nice play. Risky call there, I thought, on 4th and 10 to go for the end zone, but that's that Middlebury offense. They want to throw the ball. They want to throw the ball downfield, and just like that, Middlebury, another touchdown on this very, very good Tufts defense.
And here's the extra point attempt, maybe 3rd time's the charm for Carter Mosingill.
And this is a big kick, too, because it's an 8-point game right now. If they cannot convert this, it'll still be a 1-possession game.
And easily converted there. Kick is good, and just like that, it's a 7-point lead for the Panthers, 33-24. So a big fourth down conversion that turns into a touchdown, third touchdown of the day for Frank Casalito. A big reception by the tight end there, and it was an interesting choice and a good choice by this team led by Bob Ritter to match up their tight end there in the end zone.
Yep, you got the matchup you wanted, the tight end on the corner, got the size matchup, and again, this quarterback's giving his receivers every opportunity to make plays on the ball, and that was a great example of that. And you know, for a backup quarterback to come in and do what he's doing is a testament not only to his skill, but this Middlebury coaching staff and what they've been able to do. You know, it's tough to have your quarterback go out, but this offense has looked really, really good today.
Yeah, Leibowitz had 1,700 yards and 18 touchdowns with only 2 interceptions when he came out. So Meserve doing a good job of filling in. It's a short kick received by the Jumbos, and a short return in turn of about 10 or 12 yards will take them up to the 28-yard line.
If you're Tufts here, just build on that. I think you just got to build on that last drive. Really liked what they did. I thought McDonald had a really nice drive running the ball. You know, maybe try to look to spark a big play too, because Middlebury is trying, you know, you can tell Middlebury's kind of playing back along for some of these shorter passes, and they were able to bend but not break. But that field goal was a big play, though. 40 yards, you know, keeps him in range a little bit here, but it still is a 2-possession game. And if you're the Jumbos, you need to keep that in the back of your head. Plenty of time left, though.
And the snap. Looking to pass is McDonald. Popping around a little,
Great
not
protection.
seeing anyone open and not finding anyone open, too. It looked like his receiver, Dolan, tripped over and would have been there to catch that if not for that. So it's an incompletion and takes us to a 2nd and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Really nice protection there by the O-line. Gave McDonald plenty of time to throw the ball. A little bit, it looked like Dolan might have slipped there, but yeah, good protection by the O-line. They got to keep that up if the Tufts are going to get back in this game.
4 wide receivers. It looks like Sanders is in the backfield for this drive. McDonald's going to take it himself, run into a wall, and find some space to the outside. Going to somehow turn this into a gain of 5 or 6 yards, and just showing his immense talent running the ball is Ryan McDonald.
Showing some power there, too, bouncing off tackles. He's a guy you got to wrap up and bring down. He's not going to go down easily. Doesn't look like a kind of a big bruising quarterback, but is a guy that has proven that he can bounce off tackles, and he's really been the guy that's been able to keep this offense afloat here in the second half.
And so it'll be a 3rd and 3 after a 7-yard gain on that scramble by McDonald.
Look for Dolan here in the slot, number 13, bottom of the screen.
There's the snap. Looking to the other side of the field,
he's
looking
open.
deep there, open receiver, and
Out of bounds, maybe.
yeah,
Let's see what they
it's
call
going to be an
it.
out-of-bounds call by the referee there. So almost a nice catch by the Jumbos.
Frank Roach there, a guy that has shown his speed all year and is really the Jumbo's #1 deep threat option. Just bobbled it a little bit, was able to come down with it, but was already out of bounds. Pretty nice throw by McDonald there, though. I liked him. I liked his footwork right there, and stepped into that throw. Just tough throw to complete there on the sideline, though.
And this is a team that, in many ways, hasn't had a sort of strong deep threat, though.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. A team that really has relied on a lot of underneath routes, and in that, especially throwing the ball to their running back, Mike Pedrini, who's been quiet here in the second half. I'd look for that to change here as the half progresses.
A few bounces on the punt from La Piana. Middlebury's not going to try and receive this, and it'll roll all the way out to the 17-yard line, and that'll be where the Panthers take over. They've already scored 2 touchdowns in this quarter, now looking to make it 3 and really put the Jumbos on the back foot.
This is a huge possession right here for this Tufts defense. You know, you start the half, Middlebury starts the half with 2 really, really nice sustained drives for touchdowns. But if you're a Tufts defense, you're a play or 2 away from ending both of those drives. So stay confident. This is a group that's played well all year. You have team captains at all three levels of the defense. So I wouldn't be surprised if this Tufts defense stands up here and makes some plays.
There's a snap. Tufts is going to blitz here, and the pass is complete by Meserve. That's found number 27, Tanner Contois. The senior from Essex Junction, Vermont, playing in his last game, comes down with that catch for 7 yards.
I mean, Meserve is really showing a lot of poise. Blitz coming up the middle, as a quarterback thought to do, throw it to the outside. Guy wide open. Nice tackle there in space by Scales, but Meserve's making every correct read and making really nice throws here for the Panthers.
So 2nd and 3 now. Excuse me, a 2nd and 6, gain of 4 on the play. There's a snap to Meserve. He's going to look to pass up the middle, and it's almost intercepted by the Jumbos. Looked like Greg Holt there had it in his hands, but a really nice intervention there by number 88, Conrado Banky, to just keep Holt from being able to get a firm grasp on that ball.
Really good receivers know when to become the defender, and he actually made a really great break on that ball. But Greg Holt, the wonder kid, the leading tackler in the NESCAC as a freshman, read that play perfectly. And that could have been a big play. This Tufts defense needs another turnover. If they want to
one interception on the season. That was came into the game with 77 tackles. That led the team under pressure as Meservian is going to be brought down by the Jumbos there. That looks like Chuck Calabrese on the sack.
Charles Calabrese, senior, outside linebacker, really nice play off the edge. He's a great edge rusher, someone that has made a career off beating tackles with his speed. And yeah, another great play by Breezy.
And just when the Jumbos needed a stop, they got one, and they're going to get a chance to respond and get back into this game. Really nice plays from all levels of the defense there.
Can't be surprised. This defense has kept this team in every game this year. And look at that. Just like that, Tufts with nice field position, only down 9 here with 5 minutes left in the third.
Yeah, the punt from Maxwell Rye got a nice roll to take it out to the Panthers 48. But the Jumbos are going to be in Middlebury field, half of the field going into this drive here. That'll be spotted at the 49. And here comes Ryan McDonald and the Tufts Jumbos once again. We saw Andrew Sanders in the backfield on the last drive. He's been one of the 3 people splitting time in the absence of Chance Brady, who graduated last year.
Jay Tyler in the game right now, number 32.
Yeah, he's the 3rd member of that triumvirate, the one who gets perhaps the least amount of game time, the sophomore from Boston. But he's done well when he's gotten an opportunity, especially in the homecoming game against Bowdoin. Had a really nice drive that was capped off with a touchdown.
He's a big bruiser back, someone that defensive players just don't want to tackle.
But he's going to get to block here as McDonald's looking to pass. Nice block by the offensive line as well. McDonald under some pressure, just needs to throw it away.
Oh my god!
Managed to evade some pressure and finds a receiver.
Oh wow, that's gonna be pass interference right there. Early break there by the Middlebury defensive back. And wow, Ryan McDonald can keep any play alive. It's unbelievable. The whole time we're saying throw it away, and he ends up, forcing the defensive PI call.
Yeah, Ryan McDonald there playing in defiance of all standard football logic, opted to hold on to the ball 20 yards back behind the line of scrimmage, and it leads to a first down and a penalty. So really nice play from the junior, turning everything out of nothing.
The benefits of having a mobile quarterback. The play is never dead. And as a coach, the play might not go exactly how you draw it up. But if the play's not dead, it's not dead. And Ryan McDonald proving right there why agility in the pocket is so huge as a quarterback.
And it looks like the flag will just give them another chance at this first down. So it's another 1st and 10. And it's going to be Ryan McDonald taking it himself up the middle, fake the handoff to Tyler there. And he'll get a gain of around 8 yards up to the 38.
He's really good at finding small holes that don't make themselves super apparent. But he's has a nice wiggle to kind of hit the way he runs, and these 6-yard runs are really good. And they keep, as a Tufts team, you want to play ahead of the chains and try to force these 2nd and mediums and 3rd and shorts and keep your offense on the field.
So now we have a 2nd and 3, so a 2nd and short, even a little ahead of the curve that you just laid out. And Ryan McDonald here receives a snap immediately under pressure, and he's going to be brought down hard by this Middlebury Panthers defense. Final one is number 5 to get him down to the ground. That is Wesley Beckton, the senior linebacker from Elmhurst, Illinois, with the sack. That's his 4th of the season, and it's a big one that really pegs back a Jumbo's offense that was beginning to put together the first steps of a touchdown drive.
Beckton's made a couple big plays out here tonight. Had another sack earlier in the game. Good time to dial up the blitz right there if you're Middlebury, and all of a sudden 3rd and 13. This is not where you want to be if you're Tufts, but with Ryan McDonald, the quarterback, you never know.
Loss of 10 on the sack. 4 receivers for the Jumbos, 2 on each side of the field. McDonald's going to look to pass. He's got decent protection, looks to right around the first down marker, and it's complete, but it's going to be short there. The receiver getting that was number 87, Mike Miller, but Miller falling down was unable to fall far enough, and it'll be a 4th and 1 after a 12-yard pass, and the Jumbos are going to go for it.
Still a good play by Mike Miller, though. Really like non-easy catch right there. Had to kind of go against his body. But yeah, sets up this 4th and short, and they should absolutely go for it. Down 2 possessions here late in the 3rd quarter.
47% on the year from the 4th down. Mike Pedrini back in the game.
Would not be surprised if we rolling McDonald out to his right. It's a play that's worked a lot of times.
And that's going to be a timeout. Charge to the Jumbos there right before that got snapped. So Jay Savetti maybe a little bit of second guessing or a little bit of miscommunication on offense.
And also just to kind of see what the defense is giving you too. Line up, see what the D is giving you, and then take a timeout and adjust. Looked like not sure what they were going for right there, but I think if I'm Tufts, I'm going to roll McDonald out to the right because you know that he can, if he has the option, he'll be able to complete it, and if he sees any sort of hole to get that 1 yard, dive for the first down. So
we'll see if they come back to the same look, but they added an extra blocker there in between McDonald and Pedrini and the offensive line, perhaps signaling that run to the right that you were talking about. 3 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, 24-33 in favor of the Middlebury Panthers, who are coming off to Medford after a 2-year losing streak, which actually followed up a sustained string of dominance for 7 years, beating the Jumbos every single time they faced them. But it's been the Jumbos who have had their hands on this matchup.
Oh, they're going to punt it.
And it looks like that might have been what Jay Savetti figured out, that he would prefer to be a little conservative here rather than give away prime field position.
I think with what he saw out of his defense that last drive, I think you have a lot of confidence what they're able to do. I'm just not sure. Oh, they're going to.
Lapiana's going to fake a fake, not the punt, but it's going to be a touchback there. So a nice idea, perhaps, but didn't really work out as intended on any front. And taking it from the 20-yard line will be the Middlebury Panthers.
Tufts defense again, tasked to step up here and try to get another stop. Yeah.
Do you like that idea not to go for it on 4th down?
I would have gone for it, but I think it's a good safe play, and I think with what the defense showed you on that last drive, I think that you have the the evidence to say let's punch it away and let's let our defense do what they've done all season, and that's get stops.
They got a stop last time out, and that got to the Jumbos into that field position that they threw away. This is going to be a handoff to Sibilia. He's going to pass the 20, breaks a tackle, and brought down around the 25, so a nice gain after contact.
Steve DeCenzo got in there right away to break that up. Didn't make the tackle, but ended up really making that play. Great play by the senior.
Yeah, it was Brett Phillips, another senior, on the final stop, the safety.
Both captains. The team's 4 captains all play defense. Which really, when you have leadership at all 3 levels, and the D line with Doug Harrison, at linebacker with Steve DeCenzo, and the secondary with Brett Phillips and JP, helps a lot.
Survey pass complete to Cosolito, right around the 1st down marker, going to be a yard short. So 3rd and 1 now, and with all of those senior leaders on the defense, that's a great thing to have for this season, but it also could be a sign of weakness, perhaps, going forward.
They have a lot of great young guys, though, that I think are going to be ready to step up and fill the void.
Big 3rd and 1 here. Let's see if the Jumbos defense can get an immediate stop. Looking back to the bench and to Coach Ritter is Jack Meservey.
They're probably going to come near side number 9 here. They've got the height advantage on Lapiana.
That's Jimmy Martinez matching up with Alex Lapiana.
Setting up inside. Watch for that little outside route here.
Here's a snap. It looks like they are looking Martinez's way, sort of, but Meservey's going to take it himself and scramble for enough for a 1st down and maybe 1 yard more. So it'll be a 1st down and a nice 3rd down conversion from the Panthers.
It's a big play by the Panthers right there. Yeah, coverage was good, but again, Meservey showing how savvy he is. Taking off there, getting just enough for the 1st down, and keeping the drive alive.
Here's the snap on 1st down now. It's going to be a handoff to Sibilia. He's going to be dropped right around the 36-yard line, so a gain of 2 or 3 only.
That's a good sign if you're the Tufts defense. Forcing, if they're going to run first down, forcing them at only a yard or 2 gain. Really trying to make it so that they're only, force them to throw the ball and kind of make them more one-dimensional, because if that run game gets unlocked, then the play action does as well. And that's what leads to the big plays that this offense really relies on.
2nd and 7 now. 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Showing blitz are the Jumbos. They are going to bring a blitz. It's a pass complete there. Looks like the defensive back tripped over, slipped a little slippiness on the field that was probably frozen overnight. And that's a completion to Conrado Banky, the second leading receiver on this team. Only played in 5 games this year, but he's back for this one and gets that big second down conversion for a first.
Tufts bringing the blitz there. Once again, Meservy staying poised in the pocket, knowing where his receiver was going, and making the throw.
And we're going to see the time expire in the third quarter here, so we're going to go into the final quarter of NESCAC football action in Somerville with a 33-point to 24-point lead for the Middlebury Panthers, with the Panthers driving. And that was a quarter that started well for both teams, and then the Panthers just pulled away.
Yeah, the Panthers offense really has gotten to a real nice rhythm here in the third quarter. You can tell they made some halftime adjustments, and yeah, they've turned a 1-point deficit into a 9-point lead. Again, though, the extra point, could come back to bite them. But if I'm Middlebury, I'm pretty happy coming in here with the ball, going into the fourth quarter, driving yet again on this Tufts defense.
Are you in the position where if you're the Tufts defense, you're going to start looking more for trying to produce turnovers and big plays?
And I think we saw that with that last play call on the blitz. They've come pretty close. 2 dropped interceptions, but I think at this point in the game, you really got to start thinking about how do we get to the quarterback and how do we force them to turn the ball over and get our offense with not only get our offense the ball back, but get them with leave them with pretty good field position.
Tufts intercepted Colby 4 times last week. It's the first time they've had 4 interceptions in a game since 2013, but the gap between Colby, who are 0-8 going into this game, and Middlebury, who at 6-2 are one of the best teams in the NESCAC, is vast. It's
big, and this is a Middlebury team that has been a consistently really good program here at the top of the NESCAC for a long time. Coach Ritter's done a really nice job with this program, but Tufts is right there with him now.
Snap to Meservy. Meservy's going to look for a deep pass here, intending for number 88, Conrado Banky, but it's over his head.
Nice coverage there by Tim Preston, junior corner.
Preston had 2 interceptions in the game last week, 2 of the 4 for the Jumbos, including a 36-yard touchdown return.
A lot of experience on this defense, too. Tim Preston's a guy that's been starting since his freshman year. Same with corner Alexander LaPiana. This is a defense that has played a lot of games and a lot of experience.
So 2nd and 10 now. Fakes the handoff Meservy. He's going to look to pass under some pressure and overthrows his receiver, intended for Maxime Bachman, the senior from Concord, Massachusetts. And so it'll be a 3rd and 10 here after 2 incompletions for Meservy, and the Jumbos bringing more pressure.
Another blitz by the 2 interior linebackers, DeCenzo and Holt. Holt able to get to the quarterback, force a bad throw. If you're Tufts, that's a good sign. The blitz is finally getting to Meservy, and here it is, 3rd and 10. If you're the Tufts defense, you need to get a stop right here and get the ball back in your offense's hands as soon as possible.
The stands are full here, and they're making a lot of noise. A few cowbells have been brought in, too, from the Jumbo faithful. Decent away showing from Middlebury across the way. You can see that on your screen. Here's the snap on 3rd down. It's low. Meservy deals with it, though. Finds Conrado Banky open, but throws a little too far in front of him, and that'll go to a 4th down from the 47, and we'll see the punt team come out with Maxwell Rye.
Good play. Good stand by that defense coming into the 4th quarter, knowing that they needed to get a stop, get the offense the ball back, and really nice play. Good job in the secondary, too. Kind of a weird. It seemed like he kind of bobbled the snap there, and even a quick bobble like that, if you get out of rhythm, you're not able to get into your reads quick enough, can affect the throw and affect the play. And Tufts now ready to get the ball back.
It's a high snap. Rye with now a high punt, a little higher than the snap was. Dolan returns right around the 11-yard line. He's going to take it into a scrum of Middlebury players out to the 20, a 9-yard return by the junior, and the Jumbos will get it at where the ball spotted at the 21 on the left hash, or the right hash marks, excuse me. So they'll get a chance to right what they did last time, right the wrongs of last drive, which stalled thanks to just poor throwing.
Yeah, they had the sack on 2nd down, which set up the 3rd and long, and then didn't end up going for it on 4th down. Ended up proving to be a good call by Coach Savetti, because Tufts has the ball back, still only down 9, and with a chance here to cut into this lead.
Empty backfield. In the shotgun is McDonald. He's going to look to pass. Pocket holding up pretty well, but it's now broken down. He's going to roll out to his right. Got some room, breaks a tackle out at the 20 and just shovels it away to a hoodied teammate on the sideline for an incompletion.
Savvy play by McDonald, wasn't there, yeah, made the correct decision there just to kind of throw it away.
His awareness is one of his best capabilities. It's very much an intangible, but he shows it in spades.
Yeah, Yeah, no, absolutely, and someone that can just again make something out of nothing. And right there, I think he might have bailed from the pocket a little bit early, but nothing hurts. 2nd and 10, still an opportunity to get the first down.
Here's the snap. McDonald looking to pass. Pocket once again, breaking down. Nice pressure by the Panthers, and he's brought down by the man who produced that pressure, Matthew Daniel. The defensive back came in to try and pressure the quarterback, and the junior from Wellesley, Mass, takes down McDonald for a gain of 1.
Not a lot downfield for McDonald. These Middlebury defensive backs have done a really good job. This is a tall secondary, especially at the corner position. Some big corners out there, and these Tufts receivers just haven't been getting the sort of separation that they need to.
3rd and 9 from the Jumbos from their own 22. McDonald looking to pass. Looks for a quick pass, incomplete there, intended for Dolan. And it'll go to 4th down, so they get not really ideal field position, and it's not really an ideal drive either.
Didn't look great right there if you're the Tufts offense. Just not a great possession right there, and you're giving the ball right back to this Middlebury offense that has been able to move the ball.
And part of that you have to credit to the Middlebury pass rush, which drove McDonald out of the pocket on pretty much all 3 plays.
Middlebury not usually known for a stingy defense, but they're playing really well tonight, and both with the pass rush and good job in the secondary.
Punt from La Piana is low. Will roll past the 50, and it will be down by Tufts at the 49-yard line. So the Panthers will pick up right where they punted from last time with a first down. 13 minutes and 32 seconds left in the 4th quarter here in the final game of the first ever 9-game NESCAC season. Do you think it's gone well? I think
it's gone great. I think that especially the concept that the champion has to play every team is really great, because you saw some teams that would play a team, they would switch off every 2 years. So Tufts would switch off between playing Hamilton for 2 years and then Wesleyan, which are 2 teams that are different levels of talent. So I think it's good. I think it's good for the league. And
quick pass from Missouri there to Banky, who comes down with it for a gain of around 8 yards.
Yeah, if you're Tufts, you're going to have to start thinking about getting a little bit more aggressive with these defensive play calls. You saw that last Middlebury drive. Didn't result in a touchdown, but was able to flip the field. And with the way that Tufts offense has been playing, especially in this half, ended up proving to be a really big deal in the outcome of this game. But if you're Tufts, you're still in this thing. You just got to get a stop.
2nd and 2, handoff to Sibilia. He's got the first down and a little more. Down at around the 38-yard line. So nice run up the middle from the freshman.
A lot of freshman running backs on the field right now.
Excuse me, that was not Sibilia. I'm not sure who. Let me see who that was. That was number 32, Drew Jacobs, on the carry, the junior from Marblehead, Massachusetts, who's been taking a sort of 3rd or 4th level role in the backfield. The main one, though, is Peter Sibilia, who has 86 carries going into this game for 315 yards and 2 touchdowns. Missouri now looking to pass. He's going to look deep. Not really to anyone in particular, though. Looked like he was intending it to go to Banky, but it went on the wrong side of him.
It's a surprising play call for the Middlebury Panthers. You have a 2-possession lead in the 4th quarter, and to go deep there on first down to set yourself behind the chains here. Interesting play call by Coach Ritter. And if you're the Tufts defense, you like that, because 2nd and 10, you've got to try to force that 3rd and long and get the ball back to your offense.
So 2nd and 10 now. Missouri is going to be from the pistol this time, so with Jacobs. 3 receivers and an extra blocker. Missouri's going to look to pass, looks quickly, finds his man, and brought down by, 2 Jumbos at the 23-yard line is number 11 for the Panthers.
The Tufts corners are playing really far off the line of scrimmage, probably about 8 or 9 yards away from the receiver. And Missouri there realized that and knew that he had separation on the short route and completed the pass.
Yeah, did a nice job to find Bachman for the first down there. So it'll be a first down right on the cusp of the red zone here for the Panthers with 12 and a half minutes to go from the 22-yard line now. Here's the snap. Under some pressure is Missouri, and he's going to be brought down. That's a sack for the Jumbos there. Looks like Doug Harrison.
The seniors on the sack there, Harrison and Zach Thomas, they've been doing that for a long time. Really great play by both of them.
That's going to be a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, big play there on first down. Especially the way that this Middlebury kicking game is gone. If you're able to get a stop here and try to force them into a field goal try, anything could happen. And Tufts return an extra point for a conversion against Trinity. Really good special team, so something to think about as this drive progresses.
Middlebury, a pass-first team, and this game has been turned into a pass-only team. Their run game has been completely ineffective, and they're going to look again to pass here. Missouri looking to the end zone here. under some good coverage and a diving attempt, but I think he would have been out of bounds anyway, was the intended receiver. And as soon as he gets back into the range of my vision.
Far side of the field, I feel you.
I will get, it looked like Conrado Banky, number 88, the sophomore, from Katy, Texas. Interesting choice by the kit men for each team here. It's a gray on white matchup, which is not one that you necessarily see, especially given that in every home game this year, the Jumbos have worn their home browns. Would have worked well for high contrast.
Tim Preston, really nice play there. Really textbook coverage right there, turning his body to the ball and forcing that play.
Third and 13, Missouri drops back in to look for a short pass, and it's bobbled and dropped in the end of it by his receiver. That was, again, Conrado Banky couldn't come down with it, and it's going to be a 4th and 13 from the 25, and we'll see what the decision is here from Bob Ritter.
The Missouri is not, he's chilling on the field right now. Would not be surprised if they went for this, especially with how how shaky their kicking game has been. If I'm Coach Ritter, I'm trying to end the game right now here with 11:21 left in the fourth.
Bob Ritter in his 17th season in charge of Middlebury. He's won the NESCAC 4 times, most recently in 2013. And it looks like he's going to send his offense out to go for it here. 4th and 13 from the 25-yard line. 11.5 minutes left to go in the final game of the NESCAC season. Missouri looking to pass. He's got a man!
Incomplete.
It's incomplete, and even if it was complete, it was going to be short. Really nice coverage there from Tim Preston, number 26, and it's a turnover on downs.
Big hit on the quarterback right there. Tufts brought the house and forcing the quick throw. Not a bad play call by Middlebury, and I thought Missouri did stay in the pocket and deliver a ball on time to his receiver, but Tim Preston showing you why he's such a talented player at corner and why he's going to be a 4-year starter for the Tufts Jumbos.
Tim Preston is notable for the amount of turnovers that he's produced. He has, with last week, I believe, 13 touchdowns in his college career so far, only 3 seasons in. But showing there that he can do just as well just on coverage and minimizing the chance of a first down. It's a first down here for the Jumbos. Jay Tyler fake two, and Ryan McDonald is in the open field. He's past the 50, past the 40. He's going to scramble itself. And the read option fools the entire Middlebury defense and gives Ryan McDonald the entire middle of the field for an over 50-yard rushing gain into Middlebury territory down at the 24-yard line. A huge rush from the junior.
51-yard run by Ryan McDonald, and the line opened up, and he got as big of a hole as he was going to get all night, and he was going to take advantage of it. Really nice run. And just like that, Middlebury looked like they were driving to put the game away, and now Tufts deep in the Middlebury territory.
It's a handoff there to Andrew Sanders. Andrew Sanders, a sophomore. He's down at the 20-yard line there.
Sanders is a big play back, a guy that if you give him space, he can break one for a big gain. Nice run on there on first down. You can see what Tufts is trying to do right now. They're going to the run game.
And we were talking last Tufts drive about the lack of big play ability on this offense, but Ryan McDonald produces, perhaps just to prove us wrong. So now it's a 2nd and 7 from the 21 for the Jumbos. A touchdown would be huge for them here.
Wouldn't be surprised if they try to go top of the field there. Daniel De Leon, big receiver at the top of the screen. Short side of the field too, so not a super hard throw for McDonald.
Sanders switches sides and switches back. Snap to McDonald. It's going to be a handoff to Sanders. He's going to take it out to the left side and be brought down for about no gain. Yeah, they're going to give him 0 yards on that carry. Last week he went 8 for 19, which is all right, but in a game that was carried by Mike Pedrini with 31 carries for 135 yards and 3 touchdowns, it's not that Sanders needed to do much anyway. Haven't
seen Pedrini a whole lot here in the second half. Surprising that he's not in the game on third down. Someone that's proven to be a really effective option out of the backfield, but so is Sanders. So we'll see what they do here on third.
It looks like Sanders is going to stay back in protection here as McDonald is going to take it himself, and he's going to be sacked there by the Middlebury Panthers. A big sack there, it looked like from number 48, John Jackson.
Looked like he was trying to go again to De Leon, top of the screen, pretty good coverage. Pulled the ball back. Then they're going to go for it here on 4th and 11, it looks like.
Yeah, 4th and 11. That's a loss of 6 yards on the sack by John Jackson. He had one last week, adds to his total here. And so it's actually going to be placed 4th and 12. Under 9 minutes now to go in this game. The Jumbos need something out of this drive, and they're going to get it with the arm of Ryan McDonald. He's going to look to pass, fades it out towards the end zone, and it's out of bounds. Looked to be intended for Dan DeLeon, and so the Jumbos, just as the Panthers did on that last drive, turned it over on downs, and that's very unfortunate if you're a Jumbos fan.
Yeah, Tufts all game, especially in the second half, really struggling on third down, not able to convert, and on a fourth as well. Didn't mind the play call right there, but just really good coverage. This Middlebury secondary's played great all game, and this passing game for Tufts has been especially non-existent here in the second half.
And now we're in a position of the game where under 9 minutes to go, but how does Middlebury do an effective job of running down the clock in the absence of a rush game? And
that's the problem, right, is that Middlebury is a team that really does have to rely on the, well,
they're going to run it here and get almost a first down.
Spoke too soon.
That's number 32, Drew Jacobs, on the carry.
It is tough, though, when you're a passing-heavy offense to try to run out the clock just because of the nature of what you're trying to do on the offensive side of the ball. But 24 there is a big back, and really nice run there on first down.
That was Diego Meritus. And that's the longest carry of the game by this team. Meritus comes into this game 39 carries for 139 yards, picks up 9 there.
Frustrating score right now if you're Tufts, too. 9 points, still, you still got to think about this as a two-possession game. That's why I really like that fourth down call on the 4th and 11. Even though it's 4th and 11, you had to go for it.
Here's the snap. Now they're going to give it to Meritus again. He's going to get the 1 yard he needs to get and also get a tag on 2 at the end of that. So a 3-yard carry from Meritus takes him up to the 39-yard line. The junior from Yarmouthport, Massachusetts, gets the Middlebury Panthers a first down.
Middlebury able to run the ball, keep the clock moving here. As we're under 8 now. If you're Tufts, had to burn that timeout on that 4th and 1 that you ended up punting the ball. So something also to think about. Only can stop the clock 2 more times here over the course of the rest of the game.
And it's going to tick down under 7.5 minutes on this play as the play clock currently at 10. Middlebury getting a few instructions from their offensive coordinator, Dave Caputo. And they're going to run it again. Out to the side goes Meritus, and he's out around the 44-yard line.
Pretty crazy right there by Middlebury. They didn't even get set until about 5 seconds left in the play clock. But that's something you practice as a team. Late game scenarios, you have the lead. You want to be able to run the clock down as far as possible. Some of the Atlanta Falcons definitely did not practice in the last Super Bowl, leaving 10, 12 seconds on the play clock each time they snapped it and giving the Patriots, I think an extra minute or 2 in that game. So it's an important part. It's an important thing that you should practice, and you can tell Middlebury has gone over that.
2nd and 5 now, ticking under 7 minutes.
If you're Tufts here, you got to start. Again, bring in the pressure. Try to strip the ball. Turnover here would be gigantic.
Middlebury is just going to do the same thing it's always done on this drive and hand it off to Meritus, and he's going to take it right up for a gain of 4. They're going to spot him at the 47, so they're going to give him a yard to go on 3rd down here. So a big 3rd and short here for the Jumbos.
And this is where this Tufts D-line needs to make a stand. In my opinion, the best defensive line in the NESCAC. They've proven time and time again just how talented they are, and this is a huge situation for them.
And they want to show that talent going out.
Spreading them out a little bit here on 3rd and short.
Number of seniors on this defensive line about to graduate, notably Micah Atticus and Doug Harrison. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff to Meritus, and he's got the first down. Uses his muscles to power on through to the 50-yard line, which is enough for the first.
The line got the push there on the right side, and Meritus is a big back and able to punish his way there, punish this defender there for the first down. And Middlebury doing something they don't usually do, running the ball, but it's proving effective. This tough defense has been on the field for a while today. Something you got to keep in the back of your head. This defense could be getting a little tired here as we come down to the final 5.5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Meritus looks a little tired too. He's jogged out to the sideline, replaced by Peter Sibilia, who started this game for the Panthers. Meserve now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. He's going to hand this off to Sibilia. He's going to run out to the outside. Not really get anywhere, though, and be brought down for no gain by a conglomeration of Jumbos on the defensive line.
This is the game right here. If you're the Tufts defense, you need to get a stop right here. 5 minutes to go, 2-possession game. Need the ball back and quick.
Doug Harrison with the tackle. 2nd and 10 now.
Be interesting now. Middlebury's first. This is the first this is the first set of downs where they've actually had a 2nd and 10, 2nd and long. So will they try to throw it and get this first down, or they continue to play it safe and try to run this clock out? If I'm Middlebury, I continue to run the ball. This Tufts offense has proven pretty ineffective here in the second half.
And their passing offense has proven an ability to convert 3rd and even 4th downs. But they're going to look to pass. A quick pass out to Conrado Banky is received for about 5 yards. A 5-yard gain for Conrado Banky there.
Nice play by Tim Preston there on the outside. Nice break on the ball. Good tackle. Smart play by the receiver there to stay in bounds, keep the clock running. And this is a big 3rd and 4 for this Tufts defense.
And it looks like, looking at the scoreboard, that the NESCAC title this year is going to not go to Middlebury. Even if they win this game, they're not going to have everything go their way for them, because Trinity has defeated Wesleyan at home 28-3. So a dominant showing from the Bantams will give them their 2nd straight NESCAC title. The NESCAC website indicates that Amherst and Williams have tied 24-24, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but we'll figure
Amherst
that out.
coming all the way back.
And it's a long throw by Meservey, overthrew Banky a bit. Inadvertent contact there, dropped the defensive back, but Banky couldn't come down with it.
Preston looks a little frustrated right there. Looks like he had a nice opportunity to make a play on the ball. Feet got tangled up, but if you're the Tufts defense, you had to, every time they have had to make a stop, they've done it. It's now really up to this Tufts offense to show something. Right now, though, you really got to start thinking about touchdown and then an onside kick. And then maybe even a field goal than an onside kick, because you know you're going to need to have 2 scores in order to take the lead and come back in this game.
3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this game.
Ooh, close. Almost blocked there.
That's going to drop. Dolan isn't going to opt to receive that at all, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 8-yard line. So the Jumbos will take it from their own 8, and they really have to score some sort of points here, you would have to say, Tom.
Yeah, would not. Yeah, they got to get a really sustained. They got to go quick, because they're down by 2 possessions, only 3:42 left, 2 timeouts, and this is going to be a score then an onside. It's frustrating that it's 9 points. If it was 8, it's a different scenario.
But keep in mind that it could be 11.
Yep, could easily be 11, and that's why this Middlebury missing those extra points is so huge.
But we'll see if that matters, because Tufts first has to score a touchdown to get,
a
foothold back in this game. And they're going to take it from their own 8 here, 1st and 10. 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the NESCAC season. Tufts with the snap to McDonald. He's going to look to pass under some pressure. Almost sacked, and he's going to be brought down right around the 10-yard line. So they're going to actually get a gain of 1 on that. How, I'm not necessarily sure. But I'm sure Jay Savetti will take that.
Yeah, able to avoid the sack, but again, the clock is still running. If you're McDonald, yeah, you got to start looking to make some of these throws, even if the throw isn't there. This situation in the game. Ooh.
And he makes that short throw to Mike Miller, but Miller drops it.
No, that's a great play by the linebacker coming up in the zone and laying a good hit on that crossing route. Yeah, this defense has played really well here in the second half for Middlebury. They were looking a little shaky in the end of the first half, but halftime adjustments are huge in football, and the Middlebury Panthers coming out here in the second half made the right adjustments and have a really comfortable lead right now with only about 3 minutes left in the game.
This is a Middlebury Panthers team that has only allowed 20.8 points per game, which is the best in the division. And they're showing that now, even though they've allowed 24, which is slightly over their average. But I'm sure Bob Ritter won't care too much about that. Ryan McDonald fakes a handoff under some pressure, stiff arms the man in the end zone, and it's going to be a safety for Middlebury. A massive play for the Panthers there. And I'm just looking to see who brought down Ryan McDonald.
It's the Becton kid again. That kid has been making plays all game long for this Middlebury Panthers defense. I think that's his 3rd sack on the game, and it's a safety, and most likely will just about do it here.
Wesley Becton in his final game of his Middlebury career sacks Ryan McDonald in the end zone for a safety. It's now 35-24. And the 11-point gap has come back. They've made up for the extra points that they've missed by forcing a safety for the Jumbos. And we'll see a free kick here with 3 minutes to go, but it's just about all over for the Jumbos, barring a miraculous comeback. And so if we assume this holds, the Jumbos will end up this season at 5-4, and that's a far cry from last season's 7-1 and what most people expected for this team.
Yeah, still, I think there's a lot of positives coming out of the season. I thought that they really had some great games, and I think especially that game at Williams, a really big matchup. They were able to go on the road and get a win against a really quality opponent. But yeah, a lot of close losses. There's a rare onside safety kick that Tufts might have recovered. Tufts recovered the ball. Oh my gosh. Wow.
And so it's going to be a Jumbo's ball from the 32-yard line in a play that I have never seen
I've
before.
never seen either.
I did
Wow.
not know you were allowed to do that.
I wasn't sure you're allowed to do that too because I thought it was a punt. But always, I always enjoy when so you break out the rule book. And
I think Jay Savetti has read the rule book closer than anyone else in this stadium because the Jumbos have gotten the ball back after the safety.
Just like
They're
that.
now at the 31-yard line in a surprising turn of events.
And nothing changes if you're Tufts. You still need 2 scores, but now it's 2 touchdowns. But
McDonald's going to take this himself. He's past the 35. There's a flag down. McDonald goes out of bounds at the 50. A nice run for him, but it might all count for nothing.
holding on the outside there. Pretty obvious call. Tough if you're the Jumbos. Nice play by McDonald. Great onside kick by the freshman though. Really textbook. Able to gave his teammates. All you gotta do is just give your teammates a chance, and that's exactly what Oswanger did. And Tufts got the ball back.
And so now it'll be a 1st and 20 from the 21-yard line for Tufts. So they're working their way back to the end zone yet again.
And if Tufts' one takeaway from this game has been how well their special teams have played. I mean, really fantastic from start to really, minus that first play, the fumble on the opening kickoff. The special teams units for Tufts have played awesome.
Especially the freshman Matthew Alswanger. Got 3 more years of him as the kicker for this team. So 1st and 20 now. 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go. McDonald looking to pass. He's going to look for his man, and it's a nice catch there by the Jumbos.
Frank Roach on the catch there. Really nice play, nice throw. Those are throws you got to start completing and quick. Still 2 timeouts for the Jumbos, but Frank Roach, 7'11", he's always open. Really,
that's a 27-yard reception for Frank Roach. McDonald looking to pass again, under some pressure, and he'll just throw it away here.
Oh, they're saying, yeah, he was out of, yeah. Can't really see it with the players right on top
Dan
of it.
DeLeon came down with that, but out of bounds. He was hidden by the sea of gray.
McDonald's making more aggressive throws right now as he needs to do, and watch out, get him a little bit of confidence here, a couple throws here and there, and all of a sudden you could be in range to score a touchdown here late.
2nd and 10 from the 48, 2 minutes 18 seconds to go in the Jumbo season.
Padrini back in the game too for the Jumbos. Guy who's really a threat to catch the ball out of the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised if you saw a little wheel route try to.
4 receivers in Padrini. Padrini going to block. McDonald going to look deep now, intending for Roach, and it's intercepted by the Panthers, but that'll be probably a pass interference call against Bobby Ritter, who made that interception. The junior from Middlebury, Vermont, who, if you extrapolate, is most likely the son of Coach Bob Ritter.
That's a big call right there. I'd like to see it again. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like there was some contact, and he prevented him from continuing the route, and that is pass interference.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a little bit of a shove. Ritter just pushing Roach away enough to come down with that ball easily.
Yeah, no. But if you're Tufts, hey, getting some good breaks here. That onside kick was huge. And yeah, you're going to need another onside kick too, so.
And it's now 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line for the Jumbos.
I think you got to keep taking shots here. De Leon here, bottom of the screen, 11. He's been quiet today, but he's a big target guy who can get separation. Would not be surprised if they went his way here.
Here's a snap, fakes a handoff to Padrini. McDonald looking to throw, rolling out to his right. There's a flag on the field. McDonald's going to just take it himself and go out for a gain of around, he's still in bounds, and he's going to go out well after the first down, right around the 10-yard line,
Flag on the far side of the field.
That flag came early as well, before McDonald had vacated the pocket.
Looks like a legal man downfield, maybe? Yeah.
And a little miscue from the Tufts offense negates a huge gain from Ryan McDonald, and just as his offense is doing everything it can, it shoots itself in the foot with a penalty.
Looks like, yeah, I think what probably would have happened is I don't think the receiver at the top of the top of your screen checked in with the referee and might not have been on the line. Illegal formation, and that's a real backbreaker if you're Tufts, because that's a nice play. McDonald would have set them up in the red zone, but now it's
15 from the 42, under 2 minutes to go. McDonald looking through the center of the field, and it's intercepted by the Panthers. Kevin Hartley, with the sophomore from Bernardsville, New Jersey, has the easiest interception he'll have in a long time, just catching it as if he were a receiver. And Ryan McDonald may have just thrown away the last hopes of Tufts season, and just like that, you see a number of fans heading for the exits here.
Frustrating play right there. He had his receiver open in the zone and just threw it behind him right to a Middlebury defender. Yeah, a really frustrating half if you're the Tufts offense because they were able to move the ball, just were not able to convert big plays. But
Diego Meredith back in the backfield for the Panthers. The Panthers are going to advance in this game to 7-2. That bests their mark last year by virtue of the extra game, the extra win. They were 6-2 last year. And it looks like, I believe with the win, they will proceed to being second in the NESCAC for the season if the Amherst tie is the correct result. I couldn't see the stats for overtime, so I'm not sure whether it was a glitch or not. Tufts takes a timeout here to stop the clock at 1 minute and 42 seconds. So the Panthers are doing a really good job and perhaps thinking of what might have been had the quarterback Leibowitz not gone down when he did.
next man up, though, and their QB has done a really, really nice job today. Really poised, especially in that third quarter, coming in down 1 with 2 really, really nice drives. That 4th down throw was a huge play in this game because it opened up that 9-point lead, and it's been all Middlebury since then.
Middlebury's season and hopes of the NESCAC title ultimately when you look back at it, will be undone in the last minute of their game against Williams, when Williams got the winning touchdown and managed to upset Middlebury in Vermont, dropping them to a second. That'll be one of their 2 losses, the other coming against the Trinity Bantams.
If you're a team in the NESCAC, watch out for Williams. They are young and they are talented. Their quarterback is extremely good. Freshman has come in and proven that he was, again, another freshman who was not scared by the big stage. They're a team to be reckoned with.
Meredith takes it up the gut for a gain of around 2 or 3 yards. We'll see another timeout taken by Tufts. That's their last one. 1:37 is where the clock stops. As for the Tufts Jumbos, it's been an underwhelming season. This will be their 4th loss. They've managed to be above 500, but it's a major step back, and you have to attribute that to the fact that their offense is in flux this season.
Yeah, and I think you'll see an upgrade in the offense next year. A lot of guys are getting older. A lot of early injuries too, especially up front on the O-line. That a lot of shuffling had to take place. But if you're looking at this Tufts group, this is a senior class that they're going to have not a great taste in their mouth after this one, but they got to be extremely proud of what they've done over the last 4 years. I was here 4 years ago at this very game when Tufts lost their 31st straight game to Middlebury. It was a complete blowout. The stands were empty. And to see 4 years later, to see the stands packed and to see a really good competitive football team in the field for Tufts, you can't say enough about the job Coach Savetti and everybody involved in this program has done to turn around the Tufts football team.
This Tufts senior class, which comprises Blake Potter, Chuck Calabrese, Bryce Joyner, J.P. Garcia, Brett Phillips, Joe Burns, Joe Nault, Steve DeCenzo, Connor Moriarty, John Calise, Zach Thomas, Mike Miller, Doug Harrison, Mike Atticus, and Liam Thaw, just to name them because it's senior day as Meredith gets dropped for no gain on the 3rd down. They've seen a total of, assuming this game ends in a loss for them, 22 wins during their 4-year career at Tufts, which is the most wins by any senior class since the 1980s. And this is a senior class and a Jumbos team that has revitalized this program and really made them one of the high up competitive teams in a NESCAC that's growing more and more competitive each year.
Absolutely, and for not only for Tufts to become a competitive team in the NESCAC and to start winning games, but then to really cement themselves in that top tier of the league. It's really been a really fantastic turnaround. And give credit to the players. These are guys that, especially the senior class, that had to commit while the team was 0-31 and knew what they were coming into and understood the challenge, accepted it, and have come out and just had really, really nice careers for this team. I know it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough one after, this is not a, you never want to lose your last game, but I think you give it a couple days, couple weeks, couple months, these guys are going to look back and be really proud of what they did.
Middlebury stops the clock with a timeout to avoid a delay of game penalty with 46 seconds to go in regulation. It's still an 11-point game, so we'll see if the Jumbos can unearth a Somerville miracle here in the last 45 seconds of game time. Jack Dolan is out to receive this punt at the 45-yard line. Maxwell Rye will punt it, number 84. His long for this season has been 72. Perhaps some favorable rolls on that one, but he's been averaging 38.8 yards per punt. And here comes the punt. Almost blocked by the Jumbos, and it's a long punt. It'll go out at the 33-yard line. That's a, let me do the math in my head, about a 42-yard punt.
Nice,
from
nice.
Maxwell Rye. This is why we should get some STEM majors in the booth.
Political science, not quite. No.
Yeah,
different
political
type of
science and history isn't really lending me to being able to do any addition.
Oh, man.
It would be easier, Tom, if they numbered the yard lines 1 to 100.
Yeah.
I understand how that would be confusing. But
LSU does that. LSU has every 5 yards they have like the 25-yard line marker.
McDonald is going to look for pass. He's going to look for Mike Pedrini. Got hit as he threw, so it's an incompletion there. Getting the pressure was John Jackson, as well as a few other people.
This Middlebury defense all game, especially in the second half, has been very consistent, and just really demoralizing this offense, not allowing them to get into any sort of rhythm.
34 seconds, 2nd and 10 from the 33. Looking to throw again is McDonald, and he's going to be brought down by the Panthers. That'll just about do it if it wasn't over already.
Becton again.
Let me see.
Number 5. I think
no, excuse me, that's Bobby Ritter. Excuse me, yes, Wesley Becton. You were right the first time, Tom.
That's his. I think that's his 4th sack on the game. Really
Wesley
great
Becton, the senior, playing until the end here. 51 tackles going into this game and 3 sacks. Has multiple sacks so far today. It's going to be a lateral play for the Jumbos.
Oh.
Jack Dolan makes a move, and he's going to be. He's going to just get that lateral off to a behind the back lateral. May have been a forward pass there, and Ryan McDonald ends up going down. There's a flag for the forward pass. Ball's still live. It's like a game in your backyard as time expires. And the Jumbos fall at home in the final game of the season, 24-35. Tufts falls to 5-4, an underwhelming season under Jay Savetti, but one that he'll still be able to take some positives from in a 500-plus record. Meanwhile, Middlebury winds up 2nd in the NESCAC thanks to an Amherst tie. Trinity Bantams repeat as NESCAC champions. I'm Charlie Driver here with Tom Mahoney. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in to the 5 games we've been able to carry for you here throughout this season. It's been an exciting season of Tufts football, and we're very much looking forward to taking you through next season as well, next fall. So I hope you appreciated our streams and enjoyed them. We'll be back with more next fall, or you can follow us into the winter. We have some more soccer playoffs coming up and some basketball down the line. So for Tom Mahoney, I'm Charlie Driver, and for the entire JumboCast team and Tufts Athletics, thanks for tuning into this football season. Jumbos 5-4. Final from here, 35 to the Panthers, 24 to the Jumbos. Have a nice day.